Hello everyone, my name is Ashish. You're watching The Ultimate Dev Academy, and in this video, we are going to learn the differences between type conversion and type coercion. So without wasting any time, let's roll the intro and get started. Type conversion and type coercion are the two ways to convert one data type into another. However, there's a difference between them, and in this video, we are going to explore those differences. So we'll first learn about the type conversion, then we'll see type coercion, and towards the end of the video, we'll see some practical examples where you might use them in real life. So let's see what is type conversion. Type conversion is also known as explicit type conversion or type casting. And in this method, we manually convert one data type into another by using some special methods. So let's declare some variables first to see the examples. So I'll declare a variable, let a equal to, I'll say 20. And as you can see, its data type is number. Then let's declare another variable, or better, let's change this to num for better understanding. Okay, now the next variable is str, and let's set its value to hello. And you can see this is a string. And let's declare another variable, bool, and let's make it true. So these are the three variables, and we'll now try to manually convert their data types. So if I want to do a string conversion, we can use the string method. So for example, if we want to convert the data type of num, let's declare another variable. So say let example is equal to string num, like this. Now, if we log this example on the console, like this, you can see we have 20 here. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay, but if we check the data type of example, so we say console.log, and we can use the type of operator to see the data type. So we'll say type of example, like this, and you can see we have string. So this is how we do a string conversion from number. Now, if we want to do a string conversion of boolean, the method will remain the same. So we can say example is equal to, again, string, and then we can put bool here, like this. And again, let's check the example and its type. And you can see that example is now true, but still the type is not bool. It's not boolean, it's string. Okay. So if you want to do some number conversion, we can do it by using the number function. So for example, so if you want to convert the str variable to number, we can say example equal to number str, like this. Now, if we check the example and its data type, you can see that it returns not a number, but the data type is number. It returns not a number because we cannot convert hello into a number. To convert it into a number, we need to have a numeric value here. So let's change it to 20, like this. So now you can see that we have the 20 on the screen and we have number. To just verify this, we can check the type of string. So if we check the type of string, like this, you can see that from line number 16, this is coming. So this is string. So you can see that right now the str, although its value is 20, its data type is string. We can see it's in double quotes, so it's string. And if we convert it using the number method, the data type becomes number. Now we can do the same with the boolean data type. So if we say, again, let's take example again. So we'll say example is equal to number, and let me put bool here, like this. Now let's check the value and the data type of example again. You can see that the value is 1 and the data type is number. So when you convert a Boolean data type into number, you will either get 0 or 1. So if it's false, you will get 0. If it is true, you will get 1. We can check this. If we change this to false, like this, you can see that the value becomes 0 and the data type still remains number. Now we can also convert any other data type into Boolean. For that, we can use the Boolean function. So for example, let me take the example variable again. So we'll say example is equal to Boolean, and let's put the num variable inside it. Okay, and let's check the example again. Like this. And you can see that the num has now been converted to true and the type is Boolean. So the way Boolean function works is that if you have something in the value, it will return true. If you don't have any value or the value is 0, then it will return false. For example, if we change the value of num to 0, you can see that we will get false. Similarly, if the string has some value, be it any value, let's make it to hello again. So if we change it to hello again, you can see, and if I change this num to str like this, you can see that we are getting the value true because it is having some value in it. If I change this to empty string like this, now we'll get false. So if the string is empty, then the Boolean function will return false. So that was all about type conversion. Now let's see what is type coercion. Type coercion is also known as implicit type conversion. And in this method, the JavaScript engine automatically converts one data type which is best suited for a particular operation. Let's see by examples. Before we move, let me put some comments here. So I'll say type conversion, okay? And here, let me put type coercion. So the scenarios in which the JavaScript engine performs type coercion are, for example, if you want to add a number and a string. Now, technically, this is not possible. A number and a string cannot be added. But the JavaScript engine be like, okay, I think you want to add a number and a string. Probably you want to concatenate them. So let me help you. Let me show you this by example. So if I say example again, and if I want to add this, let me put the value of string to hello again, like this. And let me put the value of num as 20, like this. And if I say example is equal to num plus str, like this. And if we check the value of example and the type, let me see what it gives. So you can see that the 20 and hello are concatenated, okay? And the data type which we have got is string. Now what is happening behind the scenes is type coercion. So the number is automatically getting converted to string to facilitate this operation, okay? Now if you try to multiply a number and a string, the JavaScript engine will automatically coerce the data type into a number. For example, let me show you. For that, we need to have the string as a numeric value. So let me do 15 here. Okay. Right now, you can see that by using the plus operator here, the 20 and 15 has been concatenated. Okay. You can see 20, 15. Okay. The JavaScript engine did not add the two numbers, or basically the number and the string. Now, let's try to multiply them. So if I say example is equal to num multiplied by str, like this. And now if we check the values of example and its type, let's see what we get. So you can see that we are getting 300, and that's a number. Okay, you can see the data type here, the number. So here the type coercion is happening and the string value is automatically getting converted to number. Now the similar operation happens when you try to add a number and a Boolean. So let's try to do that. So we'll say example is equal to num plus bool, like this. And let's again check the values of example and its data type. So you can see that we are getting 20 because right now the value of bool is false. So for false, the JavaScript engine will add 0 to the number. And if we change the value to true, it will add 1 to the number. So basically the bool variable is getting coerced into a number data type, and here it is being added into the num, and that's why it's making it 21, and the data type is number. The another situation where the type coercion takes place is when you use the not operator. Okay, so right now the value of num is 20, but what if you perform a not operation on number? Let's see. So again, let's take example is equal to not of num, like this, and let's check its value in data type again. You can see that we are getting false here because the num is having some value, so it is getting coerced to boolean, that is true, and the not of num will be false. Similarly, if I make the value of num to 0, it will give true because 0 is being coerced to the boolean value true, and the not of true will be false. The similar thing will happen for string. You can check for yourself that if you put str here, you will get false in the example because string is having some value and the not of that will be false. And if you put an empty string like this, then in that case you will get true because the not of false will be true. Now another operation where the type coercion takes place is the double equality operator. So when you try to do, for example, if we try to do console.log, and here we say num equal to str, like this, okay, you can see that right now we are getting false, obviously, because the num is having the value of 0 and the str is having the value of 15. Let's change the value of num to 15. Okay, now you can see that it is true. This is happening because the double equality operator does not focus on the data type. It just compares the value. Here the type coercion is happening automatically, and it is converting the data type of the values to facilitate this operation. Another example is if you try to compare the value of a boolean and a string or a number. For example, let's change this value of str to an empty string, and let's change the value of bool to false, like this. So are they equal? The str is an empty string and the bool is false. Obviously they're not. But what happens if we try to perform a double equality check on these two variables? Let's see. So if we check bool equal to str, and you can see that we are getting true as the value. Okay, but if we change the value of str to a string having something, for example, let's say hello, like this, and if we change the value of bool to true, like this, you can see that we are not getting a true value here. We are still getting false. So sometimes the type coercion, which automatically happens, can give you some erratic results. So you should not rely much on this double equality check and type coercion. You should always perform a triple equality check, which will give the accurate result because it compares both the value and the data type. Now, let's see some practical situations where you would probably be using this type conversion and type coercion. So for example, if you're getting some data from the API and you're not sure about the data type, in that case, type conversion will be very, very helpful. So let me show you this by an example. So if I say data from API, and if you have ever worked with APIs, you know that the API data will look something like this. So let me say green apples equal to, let's say quantity is 5 and the color is green, like this. Okay, and we have another variable coming from the API, and that is red apples, and the quantity is 10 and the color is red. Now if you want to add the quantities of the green apple and the red apples, so if we say total apples is equal to, if we do green apples dot quantity plus red apples dot quantity like this, and if we log it onto the console, you can guess that we are getting a wrong value. We're getting 510, which is not the case, because the 5 plus 10 should be 15. And here what is happening is that the strings are getting concatenated. To solve this, we can use type conversion, and we can say number of green apples dot quantity and number from red apple dot quantity. And you can see that now we are getting the right value. We are getting 15. So this was one of the many examples which you can come across in which you might need to use type conversion. So that's it for the today's video. If you learned something, please hit the like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.